Hey guys, Todd Jones here. Just want to encourage you there that I've been praying for you as a group, praying for your entire vision team, for your church, praying for Pastor Carson in this vision framing process. Last time we met, we went over a number of prayer requests and you shared those with me. So I've been praying specifically for you guys to remain a gospel-centered church, a disciple-making church, a multi-generational church that's rooted in Scripture. There were several other personal prayer requests that I've been praying for you about, but I'm praying that God will continue to guide you and that you'll continue to invest time, effort, and energy in the process and trust the process. Thank you for what you've done thus far. And I want to remind you of a few things that we discussed the last time we were together. We talked about the importance of confidentiality. Remember, that's just keeping these things that we're talking about between us and God, or between the members of the team, or between you and Pastor Carson. Also, we talked about the importance of creativity, thinking outside the lines or outside the box, letting our hair down, doing things in a little bit different way. We talked about the importance of collaboration, everybody coming together, bringing things together, putting it in a big pot, stirring it up like a great stew or a nice gumbo, and you guys are doing a good job. Thank you for what you've already brought to the process, and I appreciate the fact that you're willing to continue to do more in the days ahead. We also talked about seeking clarity. And while clarity isn't everything, once you have clarity, it can change everything. And some of the steps that we're going through might seem a little bit confusing. You might have some questions, but that's okay. Just do what we're asking you to do. Bring those things, collect those things together. Pastor Carson and I will be praying over those things and seeing if we can try to bring more clarity through the vision framing process. And the last thing that we talked about was culture, creating a culture. What are you going to be known for in the community and in other places? What do you do that's unique? Remember, we're all created, designed, and empowered by God to do certain things for His glory and for the growth of His kingdom. But what does your church, New Armerchie Baptist Church, do uniquely different? Let's go back over the vision frame briefly. First, we ask the question of what? What do you do? And that will clarify your purpose. Next, we ask the question, why? Why do you do what you do? And we talked about how that helps you identify your priorities. Then we talked about how. How do you do what you do? And that will eventually become your process. And then we asked, when are you being successful at doing these things? And that will show us the production. And then we ask the question on the inside of the vision frame, where is God taking your church down the road? That is the big picture. Well, as we continue in the vision framing process, you're going to be given some other homework. And we're going to split the group into two different teams. One team will focus on biblical principles, trying to determine how the biblical principles tie into the priorities that you have determined are important to your church. You guys, turned in all these words, these phrases, these comments, these paragraphs, and Pastor Carson has taken from that and brought it down to 4 or 5 specific priorities that are important to you as individuals and important to your church. So, as the biblical principles team searches the scriptures, they're going to answer a few basic questions and try to determine how those scriptures tie into those priorities. Why do you do what you do? What's important to your church? Those priorities in Scripture are important to you. Then there's going to be another half of the group that's going to do a church assessment. And the church assessment team is going to ask some questions about the past and the present, the programs, the people, the events, the services, the activities, the ministries that you have provided in the past that you're known for. What have you done to accomplish the Great Commission and the Great Commandment? What have you done that exemplifies or proves that these are your priorities, the very things that you have just submitted to Pastor Carson? So as you do this, please don't write a doctoral dissertation or a long, drawn-out essay. You're going to be given 1 page for the biblical principles team, 1 page for the church assessment team. If you guys would keep your responses to 2 pages. Carson doesn't need any more of that. As you bring your 2 pages back, he's going to take those 4 pages, bring them together. He's going to look over them, pray over them, and he's going to try and determine even more so, what do you do as a church that's uniquely different? What is your purpose as a church? So then you can start to put the details together and bring clarity to this vision frame. I'm excited about what God is doing, and I hope and pray that you will continue to trust the process as you seek God's plan and God's purpose. And as you share the vision frame with your people, I hope and pray that you will create a culture and be known for something wonderful and something unique and different as a church, and that you will contribute to the growth of God's kingdom. Take care, and God bless.